Okay, I thought since Inktober's over now, I thought I might show you guys some of the stuff I drew in high school, and we could go through, well, mostly middle school, we could go through my cringy old sketchbooks a little bit together. So I'm thinking about doing oldest to newest. Okay, so I think this is the first one, so let's see here. Open it up, and I haven't looked through these at all. So we have, let me think how I should turn this. It says Crossroads. I do remember this drawing a little bit. If I remember correctly, I was in math class when I worked on this for the most part. It's supposed to be probably me, somebody, going into a tree, like those are the roots, and you're looking through. If I remember correctly, I was upset about a guy trying to decide what to do. I was probably 14. Alright, next thing, we have one of my characters that I drew for a manga when I wanted to be a manga artist. So, I believe her name was Rosa. That's that. Me being all moody and feeling like everybody had a boyfriend but me. I did actually trace my hand. Yeah. This is somebody climbing a tower. I guess it's climbing up to Rapunzel's tower. These are very, very fuzzy. Can you see like how much graphite has been rubbed off? I feel like I did this one during like an English class or something too. I did a lot of these during class. Family tree was an inside joke between me and my friends. Something happened to this person, clearly. That we did not like them anymore. I'm sorry that I keep standing up. I'm looking to see if it's in frame because I've not used my tripod in this exact way before. This was a reference to a song. I'm not exactly sure what, but it's supposed to be people eating pizza on a box because they just moved in. And that was all the further I got. Here it is again. That face is kind of terrifying. I guess it's like this. Face is kind of terrifying. I apologize if some of this is upside down. I'm still not sure how I'm going to format the film. This was a drawing I did of a photo of my baby brother. Well, baby, he's taller than me. He's only a year or so younger than me. Blank page. This was a still life I did of a dress. I don't think I have it anymore, but dress hanging on my closet. Another blank page. Anatomically incorrect hands because I use my own hands like this, and that's not how people in real life hold hands because it would be the same hand, not the opposite, I think. Then we have coffee cup with a napkin. This was probably when I was at a coffee store somewhere. Two people coming back together on a flight. Probably supposed to be a guy I had a crush on at the time. Her legs are terrifyingly thin, and so are his. Yeah. The side of a pickup truck, I think. Like, there's the tire, there's the cab. I don't really know, though. Now, these get a little more interesting. I see here. Like, I haven't looked through this, but I could see through the page. So we have Vieira. She's a summer singer. That's her outfit. And that was my manga style. Her hands are kind of terrifying. My hands that I still draw are terrifying. She has a knife and a braid, and I don't really know what's going on here anymore. I feel like it was an idea. Yeah, it looks like you have Insaya or Imsaya. Imsaya, I guess. My handwriting's still like this a lot. She's a winter weaver. If I do remember correctly, though, about this, chains pulled up to raise dress. Wrong, too. Whoops. I'm probably about 14 at this time. I feel like I was in high school when I did most of these, but I know... I wonder if a different sketchbook is older. I have no idea. Those chains right there, you can't really see well. Those are supposed to be chains. It pulls up there so she can, like, run and fight, I guess. That's a cape. Her shoulders are really broad. She has different sized boobs. She's weaving there. Silver, or Sylve. I don't know why I was mixing metals. She had a silver clip and gold chains. We have Oriya, I think. It's hard when they're made up words. She's a fall flyer. If I remember correctly, she had like hooks or something Yeah. Shoes have little hooks on bottom to hold on to. Leaves must rip free when time to jump. And then cape that is added makes wings to coast to the ground. So I guess they're fairies, I want to say. So I remember my brother liked the Tinkerbell series, so I was probably inspired by this because I used to watch it with him when he was younger. Not the one I drew a picture of, the younger one. So yeah, she's probably like supposed to fly on the leaves. And I think that was everything. A blank page, a really badass looking knight of some kind, and it shows all the layers of her clothing that she puts on, boob plate that would probably kill her in real life, hooks on gloves and soles to climb trees. So maybe this was like the fall person done over again, less with like a mini skirt. I don't know. But yeah, that's probably what I was remembering. Those are terrifying hands. My hands were always terrifying. That's a face. Chibi, I really did like Chibi when I was that age. It's a girl that really liked somebody and it looks like he's not as interested. Do you remember the family tree that I had? Drew a little while back. This was these people. I think that's me. But these were all my friends and somehow there was some sort of inside joke that we were all related somehow through a giant family tree. And that's baby Sacagawea that, if I remember correctly, it was something somebody dreamt about. And then I drew that there clearly somebody was being added. This looks like me learning to use a quill pen and drawing some sort of anime thing. I don't really know what. This is Yotsuba. Have any of you ever read Yotsuba? It's a manga series I really liked in high school and probably middle school because that was when I got interested in manga. I was a total weeb. I wanted to be a manga artist really bad. And this was just me copying a panel. It says Yotsuba number 8, chapter 55, page 205. And if I remember correctly, that's an acorn. That's her in pajamas. And then one of my friends, Logan, I believe, wrote, "Nom nom, I'm a squirrel." If you can read that, I don't know. His handwriting was pretty atrocious. Part of a face. Oh, it's amazing how I can remember what all these things are now that I look at it. And of course, since this is manga, it goes like that. So this was after a New Year's bowling party and my brother looking for sound makers, and he was blowing on all of them at once, which is what this is. And I was supposed to get the idea that we were gonna tie him to the front of our car. You could tie a string to his toe and pull on the toe, and he'd make like he'd be the horn essentially. This is from, I believe, a Garth Nix series, one of the characters. I know I have it written down somewhere. It's the Keys to the Kingdom series by Garth Nix. I have it written down for another project, but this is Susie Turquoise Blue. And she always wore like 4 coats, I think, or something. 4 shirts. She carried a parasol, and her hand is kind of terrifying, and also yeah. Then this says, I think this was, if I remember correctly, after a day of binge watching TLC. This was Say Yes to the Dress, and you'll see the next pages. Yeah, Cake Boss. It's amazing how much of this I can remember, and it's been like almost 10 years. So it says, "We've been together long enough for me to know you're my forever," and it's 2 people getting married. Again, legs are terrifyingly skinny, her hands are terrifying, her lips look like they're about to fall off her face, her veil's kind of cute though. I still have these markers. These were the same markers I used to do Inktober. That's how long I've had these markers. Although her head's a lot bigger than his, so. And then this one I'm actually kind of proud of. This is kind of cute. This is after I finished watching a binge watch of Cake Boss. It was probably a winter weekend and I was at my dad's house because my mother did not have TV, but my father did. And she's steaming the cake, it looks like. And she's very chibi, very anime. And yeah, it's a light. Girl has a glowing rock. It's probably based on the Light Princess or something. Character design for something, I know. It looks like this belt was important since it was copied over. Legs are terrifyingly skinny. Again, hips, you would probably fall over. I like the face though. The face doesn't look that bad. It looks like she was a ninja. Same character from the beginning, I think, because she has the eyebrow scar, although now it's on the opposite eyebrow. Lips are terrifying. Yeah, I'll have to see if I still have the manga book, the How to Draw Manga book that I used when I was younger. Also, look how short her legs are compared to her torso. What was I doing? Also, those arms look like they're about to snap off. I apparently had never heard of anatomy. Alright, this is a stitch at a time. I don't know what was going on here, but I designed something. It looks like I had a lot of knitting tools along the sides here. Somebody knitting and putting cables in, although that's not how you use a cable needle, I don't think. We have, ew, I don't know what's on this page. That's kind of gross. Somebody saying goodnight to somebody after a date, it looks like. It got really detailed. I don't know if you can see that. No, but I can move it up a little bit. Do you see that? I got really detailed with the lattice work on the fence. Heads are still terrifying and bulbous. Anyways, this was during a Super Bowl back when I cared about sports. I mean, I don't hate sports, I just don't care about them. It's Steelers fans. Looks like it was Steelers versus Green Bay. If I remember correctly, Green Bay did actually end up winning this. This was a like I drew this beforehand. Super baby, future quarterback, Green Bay, their cheese heads. Anyways, alright, then we have somebody with a staff. I don't know. It looks kind of like Elsa, but I don't think Frozen was out yet at the time. Another Steelers fan. That's the terrible towel. They have like the towels they spin. Number one hand. 86. Heinz Ward. That was my brother's favorite number. It still is. This is apparently, I don't know if you can see that. I'll move it up again a little bit. No, you can't see it. Hold on. Apparently based on the song 7 Days by Kenny Chesney. I don't really remember what that's about, but it looks like they're on like a jetty with rocks and he's helping her. Kind of weird waves. They look very, I don't know, there's not much detail to it. It's like the ocean. I'm sorry, my chair keeps, oh my goodness. There we go. My chair was bumping into part of my desk and I was trying to pull myself in so I could see what I was doing. Looks like somebody was fishing out there eventually, or originally. More football. Must have been right before the, looks like a touchdown. They're way too skinny to be football players. Football players usually are a little sturdier than that. Although my people were terrifyingly skinny, grossly skinny. This is some sort of creature named Turner. I know I'm turning it upside down, but there you can see his name. He looks like a little goblin. He's got like a bag there to hold stuff. He's actually... Okay, so I'm not sure what this page is. There's a girl thinking about a guy, which I guess is this disembodied head. Or maybe he's just a disembodied head, because she's thinking of is his head. Also terrifyingly skinny, continuing that theme. Alright, so this is another country song. I don't know if you can see at the bottom there, since it just doesn't quite fit. It says, I'm still a guy. This is a country song. And it's about how women and men are fundamentally different, but apparently both have terrifying legs that are terrifyingly skinny. But, you know, how men think about fishing, women think about picnics, women think about Bambi, and men think about hunting. And I'm assuming this is something to do with art, and men think about, if I remember, drunk, naked girls, if I remember correctly. So yes, the gender roles is strong with this. Thankfully I've grown up a little bit. Also, her ear is not in any place an ear should be. I don't know why I thought this was something worth drawing. I do remember the meaning of this one though. This one's kind of cute. Since I live out in the country, as you might have guessed by all the country music, there was something called tractor square dancing where I live, and this is supposed to be two tractors square dancing. That's his tire. He's reaching out to like hold her hand. So yeah, it's kind of cute. I never really did anything with it, but this is a coffee bean growing out of some sort of plant, but that's not how coffee beans grow, so. This is, I had a series that I drew a couple times, that was called The Lunch Line, which had this tray, was its like logo. This was supposed to be, of course, since it was manga, it went this way, which is the opposite, which it might actually look like the right direction to you guys, I don't know. Gym, it looks like volleyball, ball rips through the net, almost get hit in the face, and it splatters against the wall. So this was, oh my gosh, I just realized how impossible her arm is. Also, she looks like a fursona of some kind, because her face makes her look like a cartoon chipmunk. Oh well. Yeah, her arm is terrifying. But yeah, if I remember correctly, I didn't really like volleyball that much in gym class. I didn't really like gym class, period, but a lot of the girls really did like it, but they're really particularly violent about how they hit the ball, it felt like. And I always like flinch when it hit the net, because I was sure it was going to hit me in the face. Alright, so this is, I can kind of remember the song. This also has to do with the country song. It was something about take off your halo, take off your wings, something like that, I don't know. So that's what that is. Again, torso is very long, arms are terrifyingly long, and hands are huge compared to the arms. Legs are short. Alright, then we have Jasif. He's some kind of swimming creature and apparently only needs chainmail on his neck. So this is some other sort of character design. I don't know if those are flippers or his actual feet, but it looks like he has webbing up there, so probably. Also, he has a knife. I would apparently like to put knives in people's belts. Now we have a rather busty woman with no feet and terrifying hands and a bikini. So yeah, all these people are terrifyingly skinny. Just letting you know, nobody actually looks like this. Thank God. Blank, except for a little bit of a face. Don't know what's going on there. Moriatsuba, if you remember her from before, she's playing with a Rubik's Cube. This was copied out of one of the mangas as well. Romeo and Juliet from when we were doing the balcony scene in high school. Fun fact, I had to fight a girl for that scene and we did rock, paper, scissors to get it, and I won. And I only did that because I didn't like her. I didn't really care if I played Juliet because I wasn't one of those girls. Yeah, I went through that phase too. But up in the corner it says, "What soft light through yonder window breaks? It is the east and Juliet is the sun." Juliet looks like she's malnourished. You can see like her clavicles and stuff. I don't know what I was doing there. It's not that bad, although his face is kind of terrifying, but it's alright, I guess. Yatsuba again, but playing football, which is weird because she's Japanese and probably would have never heard of American football, but okay. Okay, now this definitely looks like a fursona of some kind. I swear I wasn't a furry in high school. It's somebody with a human head and like a fox body maybe and ears. I don't know. Then we have characters, Shirley, Brian, like Lord, well no, that'd be Byron, and then somebody didn't get a name, but it looks like he had glasses, so he must have been a nerd. Yeah, that's that. Socks and sandals, carrying books, glasses. Okay, now I do know what this is from, even though it doesn't say. Oh, I got it upside down, I'm sorry. All this turning and finagling. This is from The Light Princess. It was a book that I read a lot growing up. And I will put a link to like the synopsis or something, but essentially this princess has no gravity, and the only time she can experience gravity is when she's in the water, so her handsome prince plugs up the whole of the lake with his body, and this is like right before he drowns, although he doesn't actually drown if I remember it. Spoiler alert, part of a face. I don't know what was going on there. Then we have people dancing. If I remember correctly, this was when I was watching Dancing with the Stars with my father. Here's a slightly more finished version. Again, terrifyingly skinny legs, although they're more in proportion with her torso this time, so that's good. I don't know what this guy's wearing. It looks like he's wearing a hoodie while he's dancing the flamenco, so I don't know. Maybe that was just supposed to be like an open shirt there. I don't know, but it was an attempt. Also, her feet are way too tiny. She would not be able to stand. Oh, Selkie. I was kind of really interested in them, but I was like terrified to draw like anything like remotely scantily clad. Like this was like terrifying to me, like completely covered boobs with hair like barely suggested. Yeah, that was pretty scandalous for 14-year-old me. Not that I draw anything scandalous now, but I do remember being like really embarrassed by that. Part of a person, I guess? Alright, then we have someone named Kimmy, who's very chibi. She's waving. I really like drawing arms like this, the like waving animation. This looks like something for a class assignment. Yeah, it has to do with the Odyssey, I think, because if I remember correctly, I made a game board and I would have gotten 100 if I included game pieces, but since I didn't get 100. Apparently I'm still bitter because I still remember like 10 years later. A girl reading a book. More character design for someone named Robin. If I remember correctly, this had to do with a like, oh, what's that show called where they're like real but also like fairy tale? Once Upon a Time. This is like a Once Upon a Time-esque kind of thing. Here's her like dashing knight, like you're sensing a theme here. Like I said, the gender roles are strong in this sketchbook. There's a kid, but also a knight. And it looks like we're done. all blank for the rest. I don't know why I couldn't have just finished out the sketchbook, but I left like 4 blank pages. This is, it looks like I wrote something. I'm going to see if I can try and decipher it, even though I've erased it. It says, well, this is the end of my sketchbook. I think sketchbook's one word. I don't know. It isn't in here. If I've let you look through this, I must care about you a lot. These pictures are very personal. Something, they are me. If you have stolen this or anything of the like, you are deeply invading my mind. This is my deepest something. Hopes, I guess it's supposed to say hopes. Deepest hopes, fears, and thoughts. Please return it to its place. Something see one page or another, but I rarely let anyone look cover to cover. You have my permission, or if you have my permission, I hope you enjoyed it. Goodbye, and Godspeed, Sarah. Well, apparently this was my deepest hopes and desires, and I've just shared it with the internet. Sorry, 14-year-old Sarah. I have betrayed you, apparently. Please don't come kill me. That would create a glitch in the Matrix. Alright, I'll do another one for my next video. This ended up being a lot longer than I thought it would be, so I guess I'll do these in separate videos. Bye, guys!